get it. Let's talk about it really quick. I'm not going to be on here very long. Um, Listen, you guys, we're creeping in on 1,000 subscribers. The watch hours are rounding up. I appreciate you guys. It wasn't for you guys, I'm telling you. This channel would mean nothing. It's raining out here, so just bear with me. Bear with me. All right, that being said, listen, y'all. I just had an encounter with a narcissist, and it didn't go the way that she planned for it to go. But I want to talk about this. You guys wonder why I keep my friend circle small. I keep it small because I just don't like running into narcissistic type of people when my guard is down. And I find myself running into that because you never know what situation we put into. Now, I mean, of course, when you go to stores and stuff like that, you can run into a narcissist. But the problem with people that know you, they have this feeling of familiarity, like as if they kind of know you, you know what I'm saying, somewhat. So when people feel like they kind of know you, especially with the way that I move, they start thinking that they can project their opinions onto you. So listen, anyway, one of my only friends I have in this town, right, he has a girlfriend, and she don't like guys like me, let's just say it like that, right? So she's taking little jabs at me every time. Now, you guys know I'm literally studying this stuff. So, when she's taking these jabs, I know what she's setting up for. And I know what she's doing. Like, all the issues she has with me when she's taking these jabs is bubbling up to the top. And, hey, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm telling you, Juan, how it is. I'm telling you, man, look. So she's had a problem with me. But every time I go over there to hang out with him and his friend or whatever, or his friends or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she always has something to say. You like little jabs though. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's a feminist, like an alpha female or whatever. And these alpha females, they want everybody around them to kind of move and talk like they want them to. And my friend, he's like real passive, right? He's one of the real passive guys, real mellow. He could probably date any type of chick and they not get to him because he don't let nobody get to him. However, though, what happens though when he's dating one of these kind of alpha chicks like that, she's around guys that are like me who they don't like, man. And so she's been developing this problem with me probably for a while now because every time I go over there, she either tries not to speak to me, she tries to turn her back to me, but I'll be like, hey, how's it going? I'll make her speak, right? And just being civil. I mean, you don't have to like somebody to be civil. See, people want to just project their personalities on you and project their way of life and their way of thinking. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. So, you could tell it's bubbling up for a while, but I didn't think she'd ever say anything because, her man is my friend, so he's kind of neutral. But today, she had a friend over. So guess what happened? She decided to finally voice her concerns. And she started it off. Now, it only started because he tried to introduce me to her friend, talking about she's on TikTok, and she took offense or something to that. And then next thing you know it, she just goes off. She's like, yeah, I just think that you're real arrogant. And I was like, oh, here we go. I already know what's going from here. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm going to say to that? I was like, well, that's your opinion. So you're allowed to have your own opinion, your own perspective. You know what I'm saying? However you perceive me is none of my business. They don't like that kind of talk because the whole goal is to get into your psyche and force their opinion onto you. Now, see, here's the issue I have, and this is how narcissists work, right? I don't know this lady. She doesn't know me. We don't have any kind of connection other than my friend being her man, right? Now, I mean, me and my friend, we're not even like friends like that. Like, I only got one real deep like friend like Moon or whatever. And Moon's wife might not like me too much, but she would never talk crazy to me because, you know what I'm saying, she understands, the relationship between me and Moon and how we respect each other. This woman used the friendship to go off on a masculine man like me because she's like a feminist type, like super, always have something to say. Whatever she says really don't make any sense. It's just a lot of feminist, whatever triggers her, she tries to justify it, right? She'll try to justify it with, some feminist ideology or something. It doesn't matter, right? It's really just her getting triggered by just about everything and then trying to justify it, running around here mad at the world for God knows what. So the answer I said to her, when she was like, yeah, Well, I just think that you're arrogant. You know, a lot of people think you're arrogant. And I'm like, you know, when people say stuff like that, they think that you're arrogant. Don't say a lot of people. You can't speak for nobody but yourself. Listen, like I said, you're allowed to feel however you want to feel about me. That's none of my business. Then it got her so mad. She's like, well, you know, you're like a 40-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to age shame me. Now, listen, my friend, this is what she did. She had her friend there, right, to show off with. She had her man there that put him in an awkward situation, right, and me, because I couldn't go off on her like I normally would, because that's her, you know what I'm saying? That's my friend, man. Like, I ain't trying to be doing stuff like that, right? And then he's sitting there, he don't want to say nothing at all. So she made it awkward between both of us because she used him to be able to go off on me. Used him because I told her, just like when she got done going off, and I was like, do you feel better? Like, do you feel better? Do you feel better that you went off and da 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 da? And she goes, you know, she continued. You know what they do, man? They don't look at you, can't look at you in the eye or nothing like that. And then they just starts rambling off. She starts rambling off. Well, I just think that all this. Well, I just think and why are you thinking so much about me? Point blank. Period. So the point of me telling you all that, she completely went off as if I was her man or something, telling me that she thinks that I hate women, like based off of probably watching my content. She probably went on TikTok, watched my content, right? And then for some weird reason, put me in some proxy relationship with her based off of her, you know, dating, you know what I'm saying, her man who's my friend, and thought that it was okay to tell me how she feels about what I do. Where in the world and why in the world? But who is she to me and who am I to her? Do you see what I'm saying? How bad this feminist thing, and I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to be honest. It was a Caucasian female. Remember what I told y'all about these single Caucasian. It's something about me being me that just irritates, especially these country kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's something about me. Why is this woman so upset? You know, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm an attractive guy, and I trigger her because by proxy, you know what I'm saying, if me and her do stay friends, then he might get into better looking woman, you know what I'm saying, just hanging around me. And no, he will, point blank period. He hang out with me, point blank period, right? And she's over here projecting onto me her frustration with the fact that I can make, you know what I'm saying, you know, him have the ability to upgrade with a better woman just by proxy alone, right? So I can tell what's going on here, right? You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't never talk about no other man's woman, and I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to say that I, you know, personally believe you can do better. And you know what I mean? She more than likely feels the same. So she's mad at me because I'm an attractive guy. She immediately tries to go to age shaming. And the reason why I just said all of that was to say this. You know, this woman who's age shaming me, if I was to disrespect my friend and start body shaming her, she probably want a fist fight, right? So but see, again, I have these certain kind of women that feel like it's okay to just start voicing their opinion, you know, like left and right. And it's almost like I don't know, man, it's almost like they be using black dudes by proxy to be able to, you know, complain to other black. I was like, lady, first of all, look, man, I don't even know. She don't even seem like the kind of woman that would date black guys. So I don't even know how that relates. But, you know, sometimes I'm starting to feel like they date us just to be able to go off on us or whatever. It's weird. It's just weird. I'm like, I don't even know you. She's over here, man, listen. It bothered me when I heard her say, oh, you know, you're like 40. I'm like, oh, I'm 39. But, you know, but I'm like, why is she doing this math in her head? You know, and you come over here. And this is how I know that she looks at me too hard. And this is why my friend needs to be careful with her. She's like, you come over here and you be running around acting like you're all that. And she walked off saying, you're not all that. Oh, that means I'm definitely all that. That means I'm definitely all that. See, these are different indicators right there of a kind of woman I would not be having around any of my friends or be rethinking. Because think about it, man. That's too much thinking. Like, listen, let me tell you what she did. And the reason why I let her go off on it and walk off. I wanted to know what's being said about me when my back's turned. And now I know what's being said about me. See, by her running her mouth, and I know that no one ever checks her, then that means she's saying the same things but worse whenever I'm not around. So, if my friend's real passive, he's gonna probably let her to say whatever. So, and not only that, this woman's sick too. So she's over there sick, and she's over here trying to find a way to argue. So you're over here just trying to find a reason to just spread your literal sickness throughout. I'm like, man, when the devil works through somebody, she kept trying to. She just kept moving around a lot. I'm like, didn't you say you're sick or what? And she's moving around the house a lot and breathing everywhere. And I'm like, already I kept myself towards the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, man, because I ain't trying to get sick, man. I do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, how are you getting sick right now? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You're not sleeping, you're not eating. I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, well, what pissed her off is I said something and about getting sick, and I was like, yeah, well, I fast and I take sea moss. And her friend said something about sea moss, and then she said, what did she say? She said, oh, well, I'm a big girl and I like to eat and da 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 da. And I'm like, so the dynamic here, right? You know what's going on, because I don't know if my friend watches my YouTube videos, so I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping it civil. But the dynamic, right? I just put it in, perspective for you. Right? So you can tell where she's sitting at on things, and then you can tell where I'm standing at on things, right? So I'm standing there looking like this, dressed like this, talking about fasting, and she's talking about, well, I'm a big girl, like to eat, So you can see the dynamic here, right? Now, I believe that she tries to make it seem like it's about me disliking women or whatever she thinks I do, which is not the case. I dislike females. I have no problem with women and ladies. There's a difference. Right? But I think it's more about the weight thing. I think really, because I do get on the women that are overweight. I don't think that anyone should be overweight. I believe that it's unhealthy, especially on women, especially in their late 20s going into their 30s or whatever. But she age shamed me because she's younger than me. But if you looked at us standing next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell who's younger. And this lady's in her late 20s. So it's kind of like, are you really going to age shame me? Yeah, I'm 39, but who looks like they're 39 or 49? So it's just a little bit, and you know what I'm saying? And I guess she thought I was going to, and this is what I did. I didn't argue with her. I just gave her the facts. I'm like, you're allowed to feel however you want to feel. If you feel like I'm arrogant, you're entitled to feel that way. I appreciate it. And what pissed her off was her dude was kind of agreeing with me. I was like, you feel like I'm arrogant only because I'm my own best cheerleader. And because of people like you, I'm going to always be my own best cheerleader because you believe I need to be in a certain place and I should stay there. And I'm like, who are you that think I'm supposed to be in a certain place and stay there? No, I'm showing you the place I'm supposed to be at. And I'm standing in it. And I'm telling you where I'm supposed to be at. And it's bothering you. But that ain't my problem. Your demons are not my problem. Now, I didn't say all of that. I'm kind of going more deep into it because I'm making a video right now. But I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, it ain't, who are you? And however you feel, that's your opinion. Don't project that onto me. Right? So then she goes on and she's just rambling on about, you seem like you hate women, and on your TikTok, that's all you do. So she's watching my TikTok videos. And I'm like, this feminist is basically able to get into my reality and project onto me because of, one common denominator, my friend. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, these feminists have all kind of ways to get in your reality and project onto you. That's why, I had to continue saying what I was saying to her. And, they never make eye contact, right? So she kept walking out the room and walking back and forth. And she was hyperventilating. She was that upset, because I get on here and I'm passionate. And you know how you can get kind of loud when you're passionate and take breath breaks. But like, she was like, all swollen up in the chest and was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like panic attack type stuff, man. Like when you're really, really upset, like gonna fight upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what is going on? I don't even know you like that. Like, I've encountered this lady, I can probably count on one hand how many times I've encountered her, 4 to maybe 5 times. And in that 4 to 5 times of barely speaking to her, she thinks that she's familiar enough with me to be able to cast judgment on me and tell me where I'm supposed to be, how I'm perceived to be. And I told her, what do I care how I'm perceived to you? Or that's none of my business. You're gonna have your, I told her, you're gonna have your opinion of me, but there are plenty of women out there that have a better opinion of me. She's been on my TikTok. Obviously, she knows that. She got super upset, and when I told her before I left, after she walked out for the last time, I was like, look, because I don't stand down for nothing. I was like, but I was respectful because, and I had to be more so because of my friend of trying to be respectful. You know what I mean? Butterfly was right over my head. You know what I'm saying? If you're spiritual, you know the significance of that. You see that? Look, I probably moved the camera the wrong time, but it flew literally right by my head, you know. But I was being respectful, to him, because I'm just not like that kind of way. I don't really like going off women like that anyway. But she used him to make sure that because she would never run up to me and say all that kind of stuff to me in the street. She used him and him being familiar with me, and based off of that, she thought she could go off on me with her ideology, her feminist ideology. So I peeped game on her. I already knew she was a feminist alpha chick. My guy, he's laid back, right? So again, there's a lot of laid back guys. She don't really try him like that. She'll, test him like women normally do. And then, he'll do what he does, like walk off and do what he has to do, right? And then she'll back off. But again, with everybody else, she's super masculine with, and she tries to assert her masculinity. And when she does that with me, she does it with slight jabs, like little silly slight jabs. The problem is they all think I'm goofy looking, but I'm quick on my feet. So every time she has something slick to say, I got something slicker to say back to her and I walk off. And it just pisses her off. But this time her friend was there, she felt bold, and she decided to just go full out narc, narc rage. And I kept, I kept calm because, again, she means nothing to me. So at the end, I'm just like, look, let's be real. This is gonna happen. I'm just a little surprised, but I'm not surprised that you waited until your friend was here to do it. And then she goes, oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I've said we've had back and forth before. It's like, no, we have not. You said no more than a few words to me at any given time. So don't sit here and act like you've done all this before. So I called her out on that, which needed to be said. And I said, listen, this is what I do online while you're talking about I just walk around and make TikTok videos at 40 years old. I said, I'm a content creator and I make money, making these TikTok videos that I walk back and forth on while you go to work. And I said, what I make videos on is narcissism and narcissists like you. So I don't get bullied by bullies. I'm the bully's bully, and then I said narc bully and I walked off. Just like as if it was a movie or something like that, man. I walked out the house. But whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? That took 18 minutes, whatever. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Story time, y'all. But look, I just had to handle a narcissist, but the story is these narcissists, man, are your biggest fans. She had she made sure that she had information that she thought she could use against me, 40, 39, whatever. But she kept that information in her head. Why does she know how old I am? I don't know how old she is. I don't know how old she is. I don't know where she works at. I don't know nothing about her. So why? This is what I'm saying. What she did was leak out what kind of conversations are being said about me when my back is turned, including whenever my friend is around, because he's not going to check her. So these are the conversations that are being had about me. She either looked me up and found my age, or he told her or something, right? She leaked out too much information. That's why I let her talk. It wasn't because I was letting her win the argument. No, I wanted to hear what she had to say. I wanted to know what's being said. Now I know what's being said about me. Okay, so I'm a 40-year-old walk back and forth TikToker. You know what I'm saying? That bash women. Okay. So now I know what y'all are saying behind my back. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to it, man. Ain't nothing to it. That's why you gotta let people talk. Because she thought she won the argument. Oh, I showed him Mr. King David. I showed him in front of my friend. You couldn't show me nothing. Whatever you thought you won in front of somebody that I don't know, no, you didn't. What happened was, while you were chewing on the checkerboard, right? I was playing chess because I want to know what's being said about me. I already know you're a hidden enemy, but I want to know who's co-collaborating with you and feeling the same way. And I want to know in depth how much is being said about me. And I figured it out just in that short period of time of her babbling, thinking that she's going off on me. Oh, you're 40. Oh, you walk back and forth. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you bash women. That's all you have to say? Oh, you think you're so hot, but you're really not. Oh, you're looking at me too hard, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? I can't blame you. You know what I mean? When you're looking good, you're looking good. But look, you're looking at me too hard. See, if my old lady was doing all of that, I'd been like, what are you doing looking at him like that? Like, why tell him if he don't look that good or not? Like, so what if he don't or if he do? He's got to be his own. That's what he kind of said when he agreed with me. Like, he's got to be his own, you know what I'm saying? What you call it? His own best cheerleader. You got to nowadays. So it is what it is, y'all. But look, I wanted to get on here and share that story to you guys about not how only to handle a narcissist that you don't know, having a random narking off moment where they thought that they had you in the corner, but how to use that moment to your advantage and figure out what's going on in that dynamic so you know how you're being spoken about when you're not around, period. And you ain't got to say nothing. I didn't say nothing else about what I'm telling y'all right now. I just walked off, right? Came online as soon as I left from there, you know, got home and record this video for you guys. So, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to say, yeah, now I know how y'all all talking. I ain't got to say all that. I ain't got to. I just walk off. You know what I'm saying? There's so much power in being quiet, y'all. You know, we're going to keep talking about being stoic. And this woman's going off. She did everything a narc would do, right? How is age shaming me going to do? I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman. So bringing up my age means what? And to say that I'm making TikTok, do you not know that you can monetize on TikTok and YouTube? Do you not check my views? Do you see what I'm saying? It's just a lot of ignorance being thrown at you using shaman language, right? And trigger words and gaslighting and stuff like that. And I called her out on it. I was like, gaslighting, projecting. When you crack the code to the matrix and someone calls themselves, you know, telling you about yourself, that's what she was doing. She was trying to humble me. And this is the thing about people. I'll make a video about this. People love to want to humble me or feel like I need to be humbled or I'm not all that they... Listen, let me tell y'all something. I am everything that you think that you need to humble. I am everything that you think you need to humble. And since you don't understand the definition or how being humble is supposed to work in this realm, in this world, and what God considers to be humble, I don't care. I do what I need to do. I put God first. That's all humbling I need to be. I know where I came from, okay? I know that God is my creator and I can do nothing without God. And I always make sure I give all gratitude to God. Now that's about as humble as you're gonna get from me. Do you understand? Everything else is just what I want to do because I'm fly like that. I'm hot like that. I'm bad like that. You just sit back and keep watching me and hating on me, right? You couldn't get me out of my energy then. I took that energy and I transmuted it into a beautiful video I just made for y'all that'll probably go viral. Do you see how that works? I didn't get upset with this woman. I was talking to her just like I'm talking to y'all now. I transmuted that energy, came on this live and made a dope video that I might even make a thumbnail for because I'm that proud of it, right? I appreciate you guys participating with me in this transmutation of energy live performance on this live stream. This is how you transmute energy. I'm just doing it. I'm showing y'all how to do it, you know, live. This just happened. I just left my friend's house. So instead of me taking the energy and projecting it onto another friend, I came on here, gave y'all a story about what I took from that experience. It doesn't matter what she thinks that she did or how she won or woo, right? What I got from there was the information that I needed. And now I don't have to worry about going over there and, you know, she's acting like she likes me. She go over and go to another room now, or when she knows I'm about to show up, she can leave, right? Now my energy can be pure and nothing around it that's, you know, malicious and has ill intent. You know, she can be on her pace doing whatever she does, and I can do what I do. So, you know, I appreciate her. And it's a real one, you know, going off like that whenever a friend was around, whatever she needed to feel like she needed to gas herself up. We all know narcs need all that, you know. But the reaction that I got was, you know, she couldn't look me in my eyes, like I always say. They could never look you in the face. She kept walking off. And like all narcs, they get real upset and they can't talk. Just like my ex, like they get upset and they can't talk. And they're like hyperventilating, you know, and trying to get words out and got to like walk it off. And they get that upset when they talk to me. I get people that upset. And I just be talking to them like this. And I guess talking to them like this makes me even more upset because I'm not yelling. And all my words are still thought out. Because why would I get upset over you? See, that's what gets me with these people. They get so mad at me. And I don't get mad at them because I understand the reality of the situation. We're two complete strangers and someone's projecting what they think and feel onto me. And they get mad because I know that. I know that. So you're making yourself mad. You're going to make yourself have some type of panic attack or worse. It's definitely going to make your health worse over time, getting that way over complete strangers. But again, you know, you can't warn nobody about nothing. I'm just a babbling 40-year-old, remember? You know? It's a young-looking, babbling 40-year-old that doesn't know what he's talking about, that doesn't have to work for anybody. Yeah, you know, I just sit up here and just make videos, right? You know, acting like I hate women. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Only someone with deep-seated, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Just know this. Ladies understand where I'm coming from. I get DMs from them all the time. I'm not concerned with what any other female or woman thinks. So, with that being said, love you guys. Do me a great favor. Hit that like button. Share the lives if you can. There's a lot of learning information in this. A lot of men could learn from this kind of stuff because women do this kind of stuff all the time. What that was a live triangulation tactic done right in my face. She tried to triangulate me. Her friend was there. Her man was there. And she did a demonstration of triangulation because some people can do it through words and technology, but she did it in person. And I handled it like I do everything else without flinching, without backing down, without needing to. That kind of stuff terrifies a narcissist because she thought she had in the bag. She had a friend there. She had a man there. No, you're still not safe. Do you understand? You're still not safe. I don't care if you had 35 people in there. And just little old me. Sounds like a good time for me. Sounds like a good time for me. You cannot intimidate me with numbers. No. Nah. I like it too much. Anyway, y'all, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Take it easy. I'll be back on here later on.